for it. And I was so excited. I was elated.
Yeah.
And then she said, we're going on December 28th.
John Travolta, one of the most resilient cinematic monuments in Hollywood history, has just officially broken decades of silence at a major international event.
I can't believe this. This is the last thing I expected. And you said this would be a special night, but I didn't know it would mean that.
Across half a century filled with glory, his life has always been surrounded by countless shocking rumors about a mysterious faith, complicated private legal disputes, and a merciless chain of family tragedies. The public and global media have always questioned a hidden corner never fully exposed behind this star's smile. Now, through a surprising turning point decision, the actor has brought the real answer into the light for the first time. At the Cannes Film Festival red carpet on May 15, 2026, the attention of the international media focused on the appearance of John Travolta. At the age of 72, the veteran actor presented a completely different look, with a cream-colored wool beret round glasses and a neatly trimmed beard. The seasoned star of world cinema did not choose ordinary routes to reach France, but personally piloted his private jet crossing the long distance to bring his daughter, Ella Bleu Travolta, along with him.
So we're going for the premiere, the world premiere of Propeller One My Night Coach. Ella and I are really excited about this. So we'll see you there.
This journey across the ocean was not simply a trip to attend a prestigious film event, but also marked a special milestone as this man brought to Cannes a work deeply stamped with his personal imprint. The film, titled Propeller One-Way Night Coach, was entirely handled by him from writing the script and directing to producing, and is expected to be officially released on Apple TV. The veteran artist's directorial debut immediately became a focus of public curiosity as the flow of his career clearly shifted from in front of the camera to behind the scenes. The event became even more explosive when the Cannes Film Festival organizers unexpectedly decided to present John Travolta with an honorary Palme d'Or to honor his great contributions to global cinema. Standing before the lenses and the auditorium in front of long waves of applause from colleagues and fans, the actor could not hide his emotion. In the moment he received the noble symbol, he spoke emotionally to the media, saying that this was even greater than an Oscar, that he could not believe it, and that it was the last thing he had expected. That sincere confession blended naturally into the solemn atmosphere of the ceremony, fully reflecting the surprise and happiness of a man who had devoted his entire life to art. This recognition did not only honor the glorious past of the Pulp Fiction star, but also opened a new view of the man he is today, an artist still tirelessly creating in the later years of life. Behind the spotlight and the prestigious award, the nature of the truth that the public had questioned for decades began to be clearly illuminated through the content of this film. The one-hour film tells the story of a fateful flight taken by an 8-year-old boy named Jeff, a story deeply connected to and reflective of the author's real life. Through the film's narrative, John Travolta skillfully offered an official confirmation before all the doubts and speculation surrounding his life. The true identity of this 72-year-old man does not lie in the scandals or shocking controversies once woven by tabloid media in the past. Instead, the truth revealed is that he chose the vast sky and family love as his only anchors for survival, helping him stand firm through the harshest storms of fate. Personally shaping a film about aviation was the actor's way of affirming his legacy, turning his passion for flying into a healing medicine and a shield for his children. John Travolta's proud appearance with his daughter at Cannes 2026 felt like a silent but powerful declaration of rebirth from the ashes of loss. Rather than running from the media or collapsing under invisible pressure, the actor chose to face everything with calmness and a soul cleansed by time. His steady steps on the red carpet, the radiant smile beside Ella Blue, and the warm embraces from colleagues around him painted a complete portrait of a living legend. The public no longer sees a movie star surrounded by dark mysteries, but a resilient father, a seasoned pilot, and an artist savoring the final sweet fruits of creativity. The answer at age 72 has been brought into the light in the fullest and most convincing way through art. To reach the peace he now has and walk confidently under the French sun, this man had to pass through a long struggle against invisible forces that constantly sought to control his life. The fog of doubt did not vanish on its own, but always existed as an inseparable part of the actor's journey through fame. Looking back through old records, one can see that the path toward today's calm was built on the foundation of countless fierce media crises. Decoding the rumors. The connection between John Travolta and the Church of Scientology has always been one of the most controversial chapters in the actor's Hollywood journey. Going back to 1975, while he was in Mexico filming The Devil's Reign, the young actor officially joined the organization. The young star's decision to commit to a new faith immediately turned him into one of the most famous public faces of the movement for many decades that followed. The absolute loyalty the actor showed to this organization was often met with waves of intense public doubt, especially as investigations into the internal operations of the group continued to surface. The peak of attention came in 2015, when the investigative documentary Going Clear was officially released, exposing many shocking hidden corners of the organization. Facing the storm of criticism from global media, John Joseph Travolta spoke directly in official interviews to defend his faith. The artist stated that the organization had helped him through the darkest periods of his life, while declaring that he would never betray the values he believed in. Alongside the religious controversies, the personal life of the Grease star was also repeatedly surrounded by complex legal files from the 1990s through the 2010s. Mass media frequently created theories about the actor's private life, turning the relationships around him into subjects for tabloid articles. In particular, in 2012, two massage workers simultaneously filed civil lawsuits against John Travolta with allegations related to improper behavior in his personal life. Immediately after this information was made public, his longtime attorney Marty Singer quickly issued official statements to the press, asserting that all the accusations were completely baseless and motivated by financial gain. The court process later followed proper legal procedures, leading to the final outcome that the lawsuits were either dismissed or voluntarily withdrawn by the plaintiffs because they could not present any verified evidence before the judges. Although the legal troubles were fully resolved, speculative rumors continued to cling to the veteran actor's name. Entering a new decade, the structure of John Travolta's life continued to undergo major changes, bringing a wave of new assumptions from the public and experts who follow celebrity life. After the family tragedy in 2020, entertainment news sites suddenly began publishing a series of theories claiming that the actor was gradually distancing himself from and preparing to leave the Church of Scientology. Rather than issuing written announcements or denying the reports publicly, the veteran star chose to respond through concrete actions recorded in public real estate transaction records. The actor completed the process of selling the family's large mansion in Clearwater, Florida, an area located very close to the organization's strategic headquarters. This movement of assets immediately stirred public discussion, but the actor maintained complete silence, offering no explanation about the current relationship between himself and the longtime religious organization. His quietness before questions about faith shows a firm attitude in protecting private space from public curiosity. Years of facing pressure from media crises and legal records forged a steady strength in this man before every storm. John Travolta's resilience in keeping his inner world private helped him stand firm before the controversial hidden corners of Hollywood. Every step the artist took showed his initiative in controlling the flow of information related to himself, keeping his artistic work entirely separate from personal matters. The actor's journey to protect his reputation and faith is only one part of the larger picture of a life filled with fierce ups and downs. Before learning how to stand strong against media forces and complicated legal records, he once had a golden period that was dazzling but also bitter. The first bricks that laid the foundation for this star's career were tied to a turbulent historical period in world cinema. The most painful trial. Entering the final decade of the 20th century, the life of John Joseph Travolta witnessed turning points that changed everything, beginning with a major event in his emotional life. In September 1991, the actor officially held his wedding with actress Kelly Preston in Paris, France, in a ceremony officiated by a minister from the Church of Scientology. This marriage not only brought stability to the actor's personal life, but also became a strong emotional launchpad for a film career in need of a breakthrough. As expected in 1994, the great turning point arrived when director Quentin Tarantino trusted him with the role of hitman Vincent Vega in the classic work Pulp Fiction. This outstanding performance earned the American star the second Oscar nomination of his career for Best Actor, officially restoring his status as an A-list Hollywood superstar. A series of enormous commercial successes continued in the following years through blockbuster films such as Get Shorty in 1995 and Face/Off in 1997. At the same time fame was shining at its brightest, John Travolta's small family also welcomed happiness, accompanied by quiet medical concerns. The birth of his eldest son, Jet Travolta, in 1992 brought the actor deeply special experiences of fatherhood, as the boy soon showed health abnormalities from his earliest years. Later, official confirmations from the family stated that Jet had been diagnosed with Kawasaki syndrome as a child, a rare disease that causes blood vessel inflammation and leads to autism and dangerous chronic seizures. For many years, the actor and his wife had to establish an extremely strict care and protection system at their private residences to keep their son as safe as possible and far from media scrutiny. The presence of his eldest son was always a powerful motivation, as well as a constant worry in the father's heart during years of busy work on international film sets. But all the family's preparation and love could not prevent the cruelest possible scenario from happening during a New Year holiday trip. On January 2, 2009, a shocking incident occurred on Grand Bahama Island in the Bahamas when 16-year-old Jet Travolta suddenly passed away. The cause was identified as a severe seizure that caused the boy to collapse and strike his head against the bathtub in the family's room, ending his short life in his parents' devastation. This sudden departure not only left a vast emptiness in the soul of the Pulp Fiction star, but also pushed his family into a serious crisis as their private grief was exposed to the light. Every lens of the global paparazzi world turned toward the tourist island to capture the mourning images of one of the most powerful families in entertainment. The situation became even more complicated when a criminal scheme aimed directly at John Travolta's pain began to surface during the process of handling his son's funeral arrangements. A local ambulance driver and a former lawyer in the Bahamas colluded to extort the actor's family for up to $25 million. These individuals threatened to release private medical documents related to Jet's final hours if they did not receive the demanded money. Facing this illegal act, the actor made a courageous decision by personally appearing in court in Nassau to testify against the extortionists in late 2009. The legal process required him to publicly disclose his son's chronic medical condition before the court and the media. By 2010, after the first trial was declared a mistrial due to procedural issues, the veteran star officially requested that the case be dropped in order to end the exhausting days and protect his son's rest. The rapid succession of tragedies during this period carved scars into the resilient man's life that could never fully heal. John Travolta's endurance before pressure from both the legal courtroom and the cruel curiosity of public opinion shaped a completely different way of living for him in the future. This immense loss was a dark chapter that forced the actor to seek new ways to maintain his family's survival. The pain of losing his firstborn son seemed strong enough to completely crush the will to live of a man at the height of fame. But the current of fate continued to swirl, carrying this artist into a long journey, filled with new challenges in both love and practical life. The only path to rediscovering peace at that time lay in a space entirely separate from the ground. Peaceful life. The arrival of his youngest son, Benjamin Travolta, in 2010 brought a new breath of life, helping John Joseph Travolta's family temporarily soothe the emptiness left by earlier storms. Hope and connection were rekindled inside the small home, becoming motivation for the actor to continue maintaining his artistic work and social duties. The harsh wheel of fate once again tested this star's courage when another major medical tragedy arrived. On July 12, 2020, his devoted wife, Kelly Preston, passed away at the age of 57 after a long battle with illness. The official announcement posted by the actor on social media confirmed to the public that his wife had quietly fought breast cancer for 2 years without making it public to the media. The departure of his life partner after a long period of pain forced this man to face the reality of loneliness, pushing him to make decisions that changed the entire structure of his life. To protect absolute privacy for his children and narrow his personal world away from public influence, John Travolta began carrying out a broad restructuring of his assets. In 2021, the actor completed the legal process of selling the family's large secluded vacation estate in Islesboro, Maine, a place that had once held many shared memories. Choosing to settle into this space allowed the Hollywood superstar to build a private lifestyle where he could manage his family's daily schedule on his own terms, without interference from the outside world. Alongside the change in living space, John Travolta's burning passion for aviation was also elevated to a more professional level as he searched for emotional release. In March 2022, after months of diligently completing strict examinations and accumulating a massive number of flight hours, the actor officially earned a commercial pilot license for the giant Boeing 737 jet. This advanced certificate added to his collection of professional aviation qualifications, allowing him to personally operate large aircraft, taking off directly from his home runway. Flying among the clouds was no longer simply a luxurious hobby, but had become a practical psychological therapy, helping the veteran star regain balance after a series of enormous losses on the ground. The vast sky became a second home where he found absolute freedom and calm for his soul. Today, John Travolta's life has fully entered the quiet rhythm of a single father, at 72 completely separated from the noise of the old spotlight. All of his financial resources, time, and influential Hollywood relationships are now focused with full force on supporting the career development of his daughter, Ella Blue. These practical and firm choices have closed a turbulent chapter of life and opened a peaceful silence. The resilience and the way this man healed his wounds in order to protect his family at 72 stand as proof of an inner strength forged through many trials. To understand the roots of that hardness and extraordinary survival ability, one must turn back to the oldest memories of his life. The first bricks laid in the actor's journey to fame had already been shaped by a past that was bright, but not without early scars. Early loss. The turbulent life journey of John Joseph Travolta began on ordinary ground in New Jersey, where he was born on February 18, 1954, into a large family of 6 siblings with an artistic tradition. From his teenage years, the pull of the stage lights drove the young man to make a turning-point decision when he officially dropped out of high school at 16 to move alone to New York City and pursue professional acting. His persistence through auditions and small theater roles finally brought its first reward when he caught the attention of television filmmakers. The young actor's name began receiving broad public attention in America through the role of rebellious student Vinnie Barbarino in the hit sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter, which began airing in 1975. This solid stepping stone from the small screen quickly opened the door for the rising star to enter the fierce world of cinema in Hollywood. As his career path was expanding, John Travolta's emotional life also met a profound turning point when he joined the filming of the television movie The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. On this set, the actor met and fell in love with the talented actress Diana Hyland, who was 18 years older than him, regardless of public doubts surrounding their age gap. This deep and serious first love gave the young actor powerful emotional experiences, shaping his worldview about love. Looking back at John Travolta's journey of more than half a century, we realize that his greatest truth at age 72 is not mysterious speculation, but an extraordinary will to live. Through the highest glory and the deepest pain, that man chose to take flight into the sky to find peace again and protect the loved ones who remained. If you feel moved and inspired by the actor's powerful story of rebirth, please support the video by pressing like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next in-depth features. Do not forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below about the moment that impressed you most in the life of this legend. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you again in the upcoming content.